All right, so just to get started, let's talk about property taxes. What are they? In Florida, property taxes fall within the Constitution, under the Constitution. And it's a local tax administered, levied, and collected by local officials. The Florida Constitution lets the tax collectors act as independent government agencies. So each county has a tax collecting division, and they sort of run the, their county the way they want to. There are statutory rules you have to follow under the Florida state statutes. So they're not going to vary so much, but they're going to vary. They could vary on some just little minor things, but just note there's general Florida state statutes that kind of guide everything. But each tax collector can levy their own taxes, determine what taxes are due, essentially. So just give you an idea of the property tax cycle. Assessor goes out, does a valuation of the properties in the neighborhood, takes that valuation, subtracts any exemptions for homestead, et cetera, and then you get the taxable value. With the taxable value, they take that amount and they times it by any millage rate. So millage rates are going to be things for, you'll see school millages, we vote on them, all of that. That becomes your ad valorem tax. That's what you're going to pay each year. They take the ad valorem tax and non-ad valorem taxes, which can be assessments and things like that, and that's going to create your annual tax. So it's not just the value of your property, it includes a whole bunch of stuff. So like I said, appraiser, locally elected official. I'm in Orange County, and it's a brutal race right now on the tax collector or tax appraiser. So they are elected officials. They make a lot of decisions. There's been some controversy like in Seminole and stuff. It's really entertaining. But they determine the market value of all the property and establish the exemption eligibility. So when they come out and they assess everybody's property, they're looking at things like, houses for sale in the neighborhood, what's the market like, all of that. The resulting taxable value is going to be the basis for levying property taxes by all local governments. Then with millage rates, like I said, is that revenue to be raised from property tax. You usually see it for like schools and things like that. It's part of their budget setting process for the local elected governing boards. And they establish based on property tax revenue required for operating expenses. For the most part, we do vote on a lot of them. You see that on ballots a lot. But that's basically what it is. They're for our operating costs of certain things within the community. After the appraisers gone out and checked out what the value of the property is, the board's gotten together to determine the millage rates. You will get, like we showed that calculation minus exemptions, all of that, you should get a notice of proposed taxes sent out to you. Usually, God, when did I get mine? I think I got mine in May. That gives you an idea of what's going to be due for this year. So just to let you know, in Florida, our property taxes become a lien on the property on January 1st, even though we don't pay them till November. So we pay in arrears in Florida. Some states you pay in advance. Here the property taxes become due or become a lien January 1st, even though they don't even know what you're going to pay yet until like May after the appraiser's gone out. But just know that your property taxes are a lien on your property starting January 1st. Once you get your notice of proposed taxes, if you have a disagreement with it, you don't agree with the appraised value, you can appeal it to the Value Adjustment Board. After that, after the appeals is up, the tax bills are prepared by the tax collector. They're mailed around November 1st, and they're due by the following March 31st. So you have a few months to pay off your taxes. We pay them for the full year here. Some states you pay winter, some in summer. Here we pay annual taxes. They become a first lien on the property assessed, and that's really important when we talk about these property taxes. We'll get into it a little later when we talk about the tax certificate sales and the tax deed sales. Property taxes, per the Constitution, have super priority status over every other lien. So here in Florida, we are race, notice, state. So whoever makes it to the county first to record their lien wins, essentially. They get priority status. So on the title end, we're always looking to make sure when we're insuring a lender in a purchase agreement that we want them in first lien position. We don't want anyone else to have an interest in their first lien position, because if they have to foreclose, they want the property, right? So property taxes take precedence all over that, over all of it. Property taxes, super priority status, pretty much can do whatever you want. Actually, in the Constitution and Florida state statute, it says you as a property owner in the state of Florida know that you owe property taxes. There is no ignorance of the law as an excuse. Oh, I didn't get my bill. I didn't get a bill this year. I didn't have to pay property taxes. I didn't know I had to pay property taxes. It doesn't work that way. You are assumed to know that you, as a property owner here in Florida, property taxes are due, so you can't get out of it. Then you pay, like I said, taxes are due and payable on November 1st or as soon as the tax bill is received.